This is so weird. It's been so long since I've turned a camera on and talked to you guys. G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Caitlin. I'm an American writer living in beautiful Sydney, Australia, and it has been quite some time since I've posted a video on this channel. In fact, I hadn't really thought about posting anything on here for a while, and then I started getting comments and messages and emails from people asking if I was still alive, if I was moving to the States. Sorry, somebody decided to join the broadcast. And basically just what is happening, why did I disappear and completely drop off the face of the internet apparently. So I'm going to get into all of that. Grab a Bicky, grab a cuppa, and let's get into this really chill chit-chat life update kind of video. Like I said, somebody has decided to join in. So both my cats are still here. So as you can see, the background, it's slightly different. Wider view than normal. Normally you guys just see the bookshelf behind me. But let's start off with why I've kind of stopped posting. I will be totally honest with you guys. The reason I stopped posting was because I didn't really have the time anymore. There's only 24 hours in a day, and I started putting so much more focus and energy into my writing content. Probably around like this time last year in 2024, I got a literary agent. We are going on submission with a book in the next couple of months. I'm currently writing the second book in that series. I'm outlining the third book in that series. I'm finishing up a book in a completely different series. These are all romance books, and now I'm also thinking about going into horror and dabbling with horror a little bit because it's very cathartic and seems like it would be a lot of fun. I talk a little bit more. I'm not totally fallen off the internet. I am now on my writing channel, which is Caitlin Charisse. Will be linked down below in the description if you guys want to follow me over there. I'd actually really appreciate it. I have been very slow with posting over there. I'm more active on Instagram and TikTok these days, mostly for, again, the writing stuff. The kind of Australian stuff has basically just fallen to the wayside. And there are a couple reasons why I stopped posting, even though this channel is monetized. We have a really great community. Overall, I've lived in Australia for 3.5 years at the time I'm filming this video. I know a lot about Australia. I have a very interesting immigrant experience because I didn't just move over here on a whim. My husband's Australian. I have now family here in Australia. I have friends in Australia. So my experience isn't quite on par with a lot of immigrants. Now, there are a lot of people who move over here on partner visas, and people have reached out over the years to tell me how much these videos have helped, how great it was to hear how difficult it can be to move over on that type of visa, the cost, the struggles. So the videos were helping people, which was one of the big reasons why I started this channel in the first place. But then the channel got derailed a little bit. I started posting reaction videos, and even to me, the reactions felt kind of forced. Like, even though I didn't watch the videos beforehand and they were all authentic, I'm not the most reactionary person, and it felt like I was kind of churning out content for the sake of having content online, and I was burning myself out. The videos that do best on here tend to be either differences between America and Australia or Aussie slang videos, and to be honest, I hate watching YouTubers who regurgitate the same content over and over again. Like, I could sit here and talk about how silly some of the Aussie slang sayings are, like kangaroos loose in the top paddock, or carrying on like a pork chop, like, oh my god, that sounds so funny, haha. But I've lived here for 3.5 years. I'm used to hearing sayings, even funny little slang sayings like that. It doesn't really penetrate the same, it's a weird word. It doesn't really click the same way that it used to when I first moved over here and everything felt new and fresh. I feel like I've integrated enough into Australian life that it's actually difficult for me to come up with videos that highlight the differences that aren't repeat videos. I don't want to do that to you guys. I don't want to come up with 20 funny Aussie slang phrases that I bet you've never heard of, or 10 weird bizarre things that this American saw when she first moved to Australia. Those have been done so many times by other YouTubers as well that I feel like it gets really boring, and there's no point in me repeating these stories. You can watch my old videos. Like, what it was like my first year living over here hasn't changed. It's not going to change, and I'm not going to sit there and make things up and go on tangents and elaborate on stories that I've already told you guys just as a cash grab. It actually amazes me that I've stopped posting videos for months now, and this channel keeps growing. Like, this channel hit over 14,000 subscribers when I wasn't posting anything. So there are people that are still finding this channel, finding this content helpful. And that was kind of the reason why I put this stuff out there. On the one hand, it was helpful to have a sort of video diary for me to look back on and see how much I've changed and grown and stuff over the years. But it was also to help other people that were moving over here, because it feels so isolating sometimes being an immigrant, getting used to living in a new country. Even if you're somebody like me who's lucky and already had a very supportive partner and a support system over here, it's still a tough transition and a tough move. Actually, met my best friend through this channel. She reached out to me on Instagram. We started talking before she moved to Sydney, and like the two of us are thick as thieves now. So this channel has been like a blessing and a godsend in so many ways. It helped me put things into perspective when I first moved over here, but overall, I've lived here long enough that it feels like whatever I talk about isn't going to feel new. And whenever I'd ask for video content ideas, a lot of content was like vlogs and day in the life and going out and checking out the suburbs and checking out other places in Australia. And I would love to do that as much as I would. I'm limited by what I can do in a day, what I can do in a week. And I have a full-time job. It's actually quite a mentally demanding full-time job too. So by the time the day is done, I'm fairly exhausted. On top of that, I'm writing these books as well. So that is where the bulk of my time has been going in this last year, is trying to build and kick off this author journey, author career of mine. I've had to put a lot of things on hold. I've really had to prioritize in this last year what was the most important for me going forward. And for me, that's writing. For me, it's the chance to, even if I can't do it as a full-time career, to be an author, to have my books in places like Dimmicks, to showcase my writing and my work and my ideas and these characters that keep popping in my head. Like, it's so exciting for me. I know I also sound like exhausted. It's been quite a long journey, and it feels like I've put in a lot of work and I'm still not quite there yet, because this book still needs to go in submission, but we're getting there. And I had to prioritize what was going to be best for my mental health, what was going to be best for my time, what was the best use of my time. Because the reality is I needed to take care of my health. I really need to be able to sleep for a certain amount of time in order for me to properly function the next day. Like, if I get less than 6 hours sleep, I'll be honest, I'm basically useless the entire next day. And my day job is very mentally demanding, and you need to be on top of things. You can't really go in and have like a really lazy, sleepy, completely off day. Do they happen once in a while? Of course. But that's not something that I can do regularly and say, oh, I just haven't been getting enough sleep. It doesn't work that way. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, remember, it's been a while since I posted. I'm actually down 12 kilos. So putting my health forward in this last year has been huge for me. Not only making sure that I'm getting enough sleep, but also taking care of my health, getting my hormones regulated, working with specialists, working with an endocrinologist, has literally been life-changing in this last year, in good and bad ways. Like, losing the weight has really helped with my mental health. It's helped with my overall health. It's helped with my energy levels even now. But I'm struggling a little bit with some other health areas and health concerns. When it comes to health, I'm a woman in my 30s. I'm not pregnant. We're not pregnant. Oh yeah, also somebody had mentioned before, like, are you still with Mark? Yeah, we're still together. I still don't have permanent residency based on my visa. The day I get my permanent residency, I promise you guys, I owe it to you at this point. I will do an entire visa journey, what it's like getting permanent residency, what that actually means, what the cost was emotionally, financially, all of that. I will do a long, in-depth video when I actually get my permanent residency. I promise you guys have followed me on this journey for, some of you, literally years, and you guys deserve to know what's happening. You guys should know that story when the time actually comes. But nope, still waiting on permanent residency. It's been 8 months? 7 months? 8 months? I applied mid-November. Somebody do the math. I'm not good at numbers. So it has been quite some time, and it's still probably going to be a few more months. We are visiting my family again towards the end of the year, which I'm very excited for. I don't know if I will have my permanent residency before we go. If we do, I'll have to just file for a resident return visa. Again, I'll touch base on that. And if I need to file for that before we leave, I'll let you know what that's like. But for now, plans are to go back home and visit my family for a little while. And at least for now, we could travel back and forth pretty freely on the visa that I'm currently on without having to worry about bridging visas and travel rights and whatnot. It's pretty easy for me to go back and forth now. Somebody had actually asked, have we moved back to the States? Clearly, no. Still very much in Australia, still very much in Western Sydney. I actually kind of like it out here. I think I'm starting to get used to it, like it's grown on me. I actually don't mind being a Westie. I feel like living closer to the city would feel really claustrophobic. Like there's so many people in the suburbs now and everything is so condensed and the roads are so small. And I don't like the idea of living in like a flat or an apartment. No, I like actually being out here. It feels like you can actually breathe a little bit easier. I know Western Sydney gets such a bad rep, and honestly, this place is like Beverly Hills compared to the suburb where I grew up. Neighborhood. My God, I barely have been here a while. Compared to the neighborhood that I grew up in, Philly, this place feels like Beverly Hills, which if you live in Sydney, and not even just Sydney, I think plenty of places in Australia know about Western Sydney and that old sort of stereotype about it being really dodgy and whatnot. Honestly, this place is so much better than where I grew up. I feel so much safer here than I ever did in my old neighborhood. But as it may, we're still in Australia. No plans to move back to the States. Basically counting down until when I get my permanent residency. And then exactly a year later, I think exactly a year later, give or take a couple weeks, I'll be able to file for citizenship. And then I'm staring down the barrel of probably another year to a year and a half of paperwork and waiting. It's not an easy process. It is not a quick process, you guys. It is time-consuming, exhausting. It's more mentally exhausting than anything. I feel like because you don't know where you are in the queue, you don't know how long you have to wait. Like if somebody told me, look, your application will be reviewed and picked up in exactly 6 months, get in touch with us in December of this year and we'll have an update for you, it would alleviate so much stress, so much headache, just to at least know where you are in the queue. But that's not the way that this current system works. It's probably never going to work that way for quite a few reasons, and we basically just have to sit here and wait. And finally, will I be making more videos on this channel? Probably is my best answer. I mean, I did say I would make the permanent residency video. I could probably have a few more videos in mind. Like I would love to do some daily vlog stuff. In fact, let me show you guys this. I have not opened it yet. I plan on doing like an actual proper unboxing for Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts, but I actually got the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which if anybody has seen any vloggers lately online or anybody walking around the city with this, it is a very, very useful vlogging camera. Like you can literally film horizontal, which is what you need for YouTube, or vertical, which is what you need for things like Reels, Shorts, TikToks. The camera switches around 360 degrees. It stabilizes so that way when someone's walking, you don't get that jerky up and down movement. It keeps it pretty steady. The visuals are pretty good. I've seen quite a few videos where vloggers have actually made videos with this. Very user-friendly, seems very easy to use. I'm going to open it up at some point in the next couple of weeks, start playing around with it so I can take this on our trip to Philly. And I would love to actually, maybe even if it's just once a month, pick a random decent suburb around here and just go around and explore a little bit. Go to the library, find a cafe to stop in and write for a little bit, go somewhere for lunch, see if there's any shopping centers or something like that. Just like get out and actually explore a little bit more, because I've lived here for 3.5 years and there are so many suburbs I still have not seen. So many places I could actually visit, even just in the local Sydney area. So this will be great to actually travel around with, explore Sydney with a little bit more. I am torn between the vlogs though, because even though it's walking around Sydney, a lot of it is going to be like writing related, checking out bookstores, checking out cafes. So there might be some vlogs that end up getting posted on my writing channel that you won't see in Kinda Australian, that is sort of me walking around and checking things out. But that is it for this video, you guys. It's been a weird little life update kind of video. Still here in Australia, just not really posting on this channel that much anymore for all the reasons that I said. Like on the one hand, I want to say, well, life gets in the way, but at the same time, I've so much enjoyed this last year of writing and working and building towards something that feels so big and monumental. I am really, really excited to see where this whole writing journey takes me. I'll probably still post on here on occasion, definitely not as much as I used to. You probably won't see many reaction videos. With everything that is happening in the States, it's actually been great for my mental health to just stay off places like this, because even though the community itself is very supportive, there will always be trolls, there will always be people who are very judgmental, very anti-American. And given what's happening right now, I can completely understand why some people have those sentiments. It's just better for me and my mental health to kind of stay away from that right now. It has taken quite a toll in the last few months, and I'm trying to keep my space as positive as I can to protect my mental health, to protect me, my family, as much as I possibly can. So that is it for this video, you guys. I know it's a weird one, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. That really does help show other people these videos. The like and subscribe buttons are actually the reason that so many other people have found these videos, which have actually helped them transition and move over here to Australia. So your likes and comments and subscriptions actually do genuinely help out creators like me. So that's it for this video, and whenever it may be, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.